The Common Core State Standards were developed in collaboration with many leaders in education. They promote equity and rigor in education. Too often we hear, "These kids cannot do this" or "These kids cannot do that." Sure, kids come to school with different needs, but this should not impact our expectations for them, only the path to those expectations. Some students will not reach their full potential as adults, but it would be an egregious mistake to think we can predict which ones will and will not get there, and prematurely settle for less from them. The Common Core Standards set a national benchmark for student expectations. Expectations can no longer vary by zip code, income, or background.
Great. But I've been teaching them since the beginning of the year and I still don't feel like I know what I'm doing.
We all might feel that way for a while. It helps to know how they are structured. The literacy standards organized into 5 domains: reading literature, reading informational text, language, listening and speaking, and writing. Each domain is divided into different categories of standards. For example, within the reading literature standards, the categories are key ideas and details, craft and structure, integration of knowledge and ideas, and range of text. It's important to notice the categories because they can have an impact on the meaning of the standard. For example, if the standards mention character and key ideas and details, then the focus is probably on understanding the character. However, in craft and structure it would be about understanding how the author showed the character changing over time, and in integration of knowledge and ideas it might be about learning about the character from the pictures and the words combined. Another thing about how they are organized is that they were built backwards from college and career readiness standards. This should result in closing the gap between what students are taught in high school and what they need in college. It's helpful to follow a standard as it vertically progresses to the college and career standard. Checking the standard at the grade immediately above the standard, below the standard, and the college and career standard is enough to shape your understanding.
Oh, I see. That helps a little. Anything else I need to know?
Yes, you'll notice 3 big shifts in literacy. 1. A shift toward building knowledge through nonfiction and informational texts. 2. Reading and writing grounded in evidence from text. And 3. Regular practice with complex text and its academic vocabulary. The first shift, building knowledge through nonfiction and informational texts, may feel pretty natural for many. We have known for some time now that our students make more progress when we immerse them in nonfiction. The second shift, reading and writing grounded in evidence from text, should feel logical. We love having our students make connections to text, but we also know that these can get off base and the student could answer the question without having even read the text. The third shift, regular practice with complex text and its academic vocabulary, is the one that might feel more difficult. In education, we have been gradually decreasing the level of text difficulty that we've been putting in front of our students. As we ask our students to read at higher levels, it's critical that we change our instruction to support them. They need the chance to be regularly immersed in complex text. We can model it through interactive read-alouds and through shared reading experiences. During our small group instruction, we need to truly watch what they can do and coach them. Finally, they need to be reading massive amounts of manageable text to hone their skills.
So now I know what the Common Core Standards are, why they are important, how they are organized, and how they've shifted from some of our old standards. Anything else?
Yes. You will notice that a variety of text types are specifically called out, while students at all grade levels should be exposed to many types of texts and genres. Specific text types and genres have been added into the standards to ensure their coverage. It's important not to lose the meaning of the standard when a text type or genre is called out, as it is not the focus of the standard. You should also know that the standards do not lend themselves to being separated out for isolated instruction. In many curriculum guides, the literacy standards have been pasted across the year. Having PACE standards can ensure that transient students will not miss some standards. However, they should be thought of as a guarantee of what will be covered rather than a limiting factor. The standards work best when they are integrated and applied across the day.
So I shouldn't just teach the 5 standards that are listed on my curriculum guide?
Definitely not. That would feel ridiculous.
You're telling me.
A caution to keep in mind is that many publishers rush to label their products as aligned to the Common Core. In their haste, they often miss the mark. Reading the original Common Core documents will provide you with a plethora of information. Start there before buying anything new. These standards will allow teachers across the nation to have a dialogue about instruction and share quality resources, as well as support parents and community members in knowing how to help. Much good can come from the Common Core standards, but it's up to us to make it happen.
That's really inspiring. So am I getting new materials to teach with?
Well, no, not really. But many teachers find that they can use old materials with a new lens.
What about assessments?
There are 2 big groups working on the new tests, which are scheduled to come out in 2014. The dream is that the tests will align to the standards, stretch far beyond multiple choice assessments, and also provide timely feedback.
So let me see if I understand. I have new standards that are logically organized and were thoughtfully designed by leaders in the education. I'll be able to collaborate with teachers across the country. I have some autonomy over how I use my resources in order to authentically integrate my instruction across subjects and standards, and the test will be aligned to the standards.
Basically.
Does this mean I get to teach? Really teach?
Yes, it sure does.